I feel like we haven't really addressed what happened last week once free agency started. Of course, there were several re-signings, there were several extensions, but the news that really broke out to me that I didn't know what the heck was going on was the fact that 25 minutes after Derrick White signed a 4-year, $125.9 million contract extension, the Boston Celtics went up for sale. I did not see this coming at all. They're handing out mega supermax extensions left and right. And then next thing you know, Wyc Grousbeck puts the team up for sale. Doesn't make sense to me. So I wanted to break down what we know so far about the selling of the team, what it's going to look like, what this means for all the contracts they have just signed. Now, in the back half of the show, there's actually already odds out there for who's going to be the next owner of the Boston Celtics. Plus, Bill Simmons, he weighs in on who he thinks it's going to be. So you guys are going to stick around because there's some pretty big names out there that you are going to be very ecstatic that could have an interest in buying the Boston Celtics. All right, let's take it back a week. Here's what the team statement had to say on the Boston Celtics announcing that they plan to sell the franchise. And I'll be honest, it sounds scary as hell when somebody's like, hey, I'm selling the team. Because it doesn't happen that often in Major League sports. So, pretty much what we need to know from this statement right now is that the Grousbeck family, which we all know and love, who hold the majority stake of the Boston Celtics, had decided to sell for estate and family planning considerations. It just sounds like they're ready to move on. Wyc, who's in his 60s, his dad came before that. They were the majority owners of the basketball team. So overall, I don't read that deep into it. I just think he wants to move on. He got himself a ring, man. It was a little interesting that about a week before the parade happened, he did say that there was no intention of selling the team, and then boom, he puts on for sale sign on it. So I'm not sure what's going through his head, but Wyc will still be the governor of the Boston Celtics through 2028, so he's still going to be the face of the franchise for quite some time. But like that statement said, they're looking to sell that majority ownership by 2024-25. So something's going to be happening here very soon. So I just wanted to hop on here and talk to you guys about what we know and who could be the owner of the Boston Celtics, because not to mention, whoever owns this team, the luxury tax bill is already extremely hefty. They're already paying over $200 million for the payroll for all the re-signings and extensions that they have just given out. Not to mention, you have the two highest paid NBA players in history, both on your roster in Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. You just gave Holiday a 4-year extension. Same thing with Derrick White. You're about to re-sign and extend Sam Hauser. It's going to be very interesting to see whoever owns this basketball team next. But I want to hear your predictions. Before I break down the odds, before I tell you what Bill Simmons had to say about the next possible owner, who do you think will be the next owner of the Boston Celtics? I've seen a couple of comments saying Robert Kraft. I've seen a couple of comments saying Tom Brady, which I don't think he has enough money to do so, which is unbelievable to say. I've seen Shaquille O'Neal. I know he's a billionaire. So we're going to talk about a couple of company owners that could have interest in the Celtics. But I have a request for you guys. You know, a big Boston sports fan. I mean, this goes deep. This goes into the Fenway Sports Group with the Boston Red Sox, the Boston Bruins, the New England Patriots. Does not matter. This could involve all of them. I want you guys right now, send this video to a big Boston sports fan. I'm going to send it to all of my family that lives in Abington, Massachusetts. My mom's from Boston area, so I know they're going to be really interested in who buys the next Boston Celtics. Go on ahead, send them this video. My initial thought was it could be several owners. Why? Because I've seen that happen a lot in MLB, and I know that buying a team is extremely expensive, that I don't know if one person has that kind of money. How expensive are the Boston Celtics, you may be asking? Well, Forbes magazine gave a nice little estimate here as to what the Celtics do cost, and let me tell you, it's a little bit over my payroll. Forbes valued the Celtics, who were purchased for $360 million in 2002, at $4.7 billion before the championship season. So this is going to take a big, fat paycheck from a big, fat celebrity, whoever, somebody with a name that's got money attached to it. So here are the odds for the next owner for the Boston Celtics. All right. Let's go ahead and break this down. Larry Ellison at plus 200. And I had to do some research on these people as well. Ellison is the Chief Technology Officer for Oracle. So obviously that is a very successful franchise. I got Steve Pagliuca who is right now the co-owner of the Boston Celtics, a chairperson of Bain Capital, and also owns an Italian soccer team. So he's already kind of got his foot in the door here in terms of owning the Boston Celtics in entirety at plus 300. Abigail Johnson, just a heads up, make sure you spell Abigail right, because if you don't, you're going to find another lovely lady who's in a very different profession in this world. Abigail Johnson, plus 400. She is the CEO of Fidelity Investments, and she was born in Boston, so she's got a nice little tie there. At plus 500, Jeremy Jacobs. That name might be familiar to a lot of people in Boston. He is the owner of the Bruins. Fenway Sports Group at plus 600, obviously the owner of the Red Sox. And then Jeff Bezos, believe it or not, plus 800, and he is the amazing, incredible, I owe him so much, owner of Amazon and the founder of Amazon, because I don't know what I would be without Amazon. But Bill Simmons, he weighed in on his podcast on who could be the next Celtics owner, and he said, I think it's Steve Pagliuca, who was really the number 2 owner on this team the whole time, and was somebody that you'd see him on the podium. He didn't have the steering wheel, and you always knew he wanted it, and he ran for political office in Massachusetts, spent a ton of money on his campaign, but didn't get it. He went for the Nets a few years ago and had it. He had the Nets, and I forgot what happened on the 11th hour. Something happened. He froze or he backed off for a split second, and Joe Tsai stepped in and took it. So he obviously has been looking to take over a team by himself for quite some time here, not to mention already having a co-owner piece of the Boston Celtics. I would put my money as well on Pags here, just like Bill Simmons is saying. Why? He bought up to an 8% stake in the Celtics during COVID in 2020. He's already got some money invested. He knows Wyc. He's worked with Wyc. There are several other suitors, like I just showed you the odds, the top 6 odds, top 8 odds, to be the next owner of the Boston Celtics. But it's going to take a lot of cheddar. $4.7 billion to be exact. So, with that being said, I would probably put my money on Pags as well, but I want to hear from you guys, because whoever the next owner is going to have a very large luxury tax bill, and they're going to have a lot riding on their shoulders, as they have now, from Wyc Grousbeck, created a franchise-winning roster. Do you guys think it's enough for the Boston Celtics to go back-to-back, win the NBA Finals in 2025? Let me know. Type Y for yes, type N for no. As always, if anything happens, if a new owner gets announced or anything like that, obviously we're going to have it right here, but I just wanted to break down what I knew, what the rumors were, and what it's going to look like for the next owner for the Boston Celtics on today's video. As always, share this video to somebody who is a huge Boston sports fan, and as always, subscribe.